Hello gamers and welcome to the finals of the Open Tactical Tournament November 22. It's game 2. In the finals we've got Zin and Herr Robert. The map will be Slutsk East. Check out the first game, it's the previous game in my playlist for Steel Division 2 content. So check that out because as soon as the game starts I might spoil a little bit the result. So in the tactical tournament you start with only 500 points instead of 750, and also you have a very reduced income, very low income, so you need to choose and build your divisions accordingly. So Sin decided to go for 4A Alpina Monterosa, and yeah, this is a very good unit, also given the price. It can do AA, anti-vehicle fights and so on. This Aglieri, I fought with them in Unity of Command recently, the new Desert Fox DLC. Alpine Recruit, cheap units, lots of cheap infantry, a bit pricey as well, more Alpini Recruits. They're actually not that great, but in a tactical tournament they might be good, because they are cheap. Auto blinders are great, the cheap tanks actually now shine in a tactical tournament, cheap mortars, but I think they are like all access or almost all access mortars, only 540 meter range. Semovente here, some AA, some fighters and fighter bombers, and the Junkers for anti-tank duty. And he might need the anti-tank duty, as we will see in a moment. And the reason is, Herr Robert went for the 10th Guard tank corps. So he brings lots of tanks, including T-34-85s. So he's clearly got the tank superiority. He also has very good infantry, including Tanker Soniki for CQC. Very decent air. I'm not sure if the P-39N is... Yeah, that's actually quite good. The BA-10 is a very good unit. So it will be cheap Saperi PPSH. And it's the variant with the Panzerfaust. I think they are better if they've got the satchel charge for CQC, but AT capabilities are always welcome. There are some PTRS as well. So, and the mortar bikes. I really love the mortar bikes. Okay, let's see how the battle goes. So here we are on Slutsk East with Herr Robert on the left hand side, playing 10th Guard Tank Corps, and with Zin playing on the right hand side in blue with 4A Alpina Monterosa. And I'm going to tell you the result of the first game now, so go back to the first game if you haven't watched it yet. Herr Robert did win the first game, and it's a best of 3, which means we will either be able to say congratulations to Herr Robert, or we will be able to, I will be able to cast a third match for you of the finals. On Slutsk East, I think it's always a good idea for the blue player to snatch this flag. It's easily contested, but the focus here, as you can see, very defensive play. Actually quite aggressive here by Herr Robert, trying to get into here, good call. But then the heavy lifting will be taking place in the north, where the city fights need to be won. You won't have much income to push back, playing with the very low income rate. And it'll be interesting to see if Herr Robert can actually succeed in getting in here. It's just the PTRS. DT diverts. No, it's more than a PTRS. Okay, it's a PTRS, Saperi and Saperis. And there's a Lancia Fiamme going in. Ooh, this is going to be tight. And in the north we actually see lots of mortars. That's a good call. PTRS here so fast, getting into a great position here. All trucks that go up here will be stopped, but there are lots of auto blinders. They've got 20 front armor, and the PTRS can actually penetrate 35, so that's enough, but all the suppression. Really aggressive push here by Saperi, taking out Ooh. And one auto blinder. Look how direct the fire can be of those tiny mortars. You can kind of use them in this role as well, apparently. And in the center, yeah, the unit went down, still in the Jeep. The PPSH, Superior PPSH, killed it. Good smoke play here. The push was stopped, but that's not a problem. Even though the Semovente could push forward, minimal range, but yeah, it's enough here to hold the line. In the north, mortars are firing. Alpina Recruit coming in, and the auto blinders have been diverted to the left, trying to outflank the position and also cutting off possible reinforcements. There's already T-34 on the battlefield. This is kind of like the King Tiger of tactical games in a way. And there's a T-34-85 even, with its 2-kilometer range. Guardia DP falling back. Auto blinders being carefully moved backwards because of the expected threat of tanks. 12-12 still. And Herr Robert now snatching this flag, 13-11. Alpini Faust coming in, and the push here. But there's a T-34, and this T-34, the armor will stop the auto blinders. Really good call to call in the T-34 to stop everything that's coming in. Auto blinder opening fire. The auto blinder was on a showing side armor even. The auto blinder was on a quick move order. Loader was knocked out. You don't need to pen a vehicle in order to cause a critical, as far as I know. I just read that. So auto blinder could crit the T-34. It didn't scratch it though. Should not have taken any damage whatsoever. More mortars coming in. But it's only 540 meter range, and as you can see, that's not much. There's no infantry. The Duvong AA is maybe a bit too forward positioned. T-34 hunting the auto blinders. Oh, a side shot maybe? No. And the auto blinder, because it's not a Reckon variant, actually captured those flags for Zin, giving him some ticks, or ticking Herr Robert a little bit. PTRS smoke play again. Lancia Flamme, and he's going to try to push with that, unloading on time, but they will be able to stop them. Only 100 meter range for the PPSH, but yeah, we shall see. Guardia moving in, protected by the tank, but the auto blinder gets line of sight. Nice unload here. And again, auto blinder fighting against the T-34, but one shot should be enough. This is maybe a good moment to take a screenshot. Alright. Oh, first plane. Oh, second plane. It's going for the Junkers. And the Junkers actually might have killed a tank here. I missed that because of the screenshot. But he's going back because of the Duvong. Another Duvong being called in. But now there are two Duvongs, but at least they've got AP capabilities here. As you can see, 35mm penetration only. Better than nothing, but won't be enough against the T-34. Ooh! The Junkers being greedy. Feeling protected by the air, but this is a real nuisance here. The Duvongs. And it's unfortunate that this Reckon AA piece went down. PTRS not spotted. It's actually within range, but it's not spotted. The mortar holding the line, and Sin in the lead. He's controlling the town. So actually taking out the T-34 here was a crucial hit. And the Alpini Faust doing a good job. 14-10. But he needs to get the double tick in B phase because he's the maverick player and Herr Robert balanced. So, but he still has some time, and Sin is actually in a very good position. He might lose this one though. A tank would be needed, but he doesn't really have many tanks, and no tanks that can fight the T-34. Maybe a puck might solve the problem, or yeah, to counter the threats. And he knows that there's a T-34. Doesn't know about the Valentine. At least not necessarily. Alpini Faust now moving forward. He's too passive here. I think he could have maybe tried to push forward. That's something I usually don't. But given the amount of units that are still alive here, it would have been an option to move forward a little bit, maybe to here, and contest this. And after killing that, even though, well, there's still a T-34, so maybe better not. T-34, a huge threat. Mortar going to fire. I guess he just guessed that there's a unit in here. Here you can see. This is really, really nice actually. Some suppression only. Yeah, it was good when he still had 2. And his reinforcement, he did bring 2 for reinforcement, they already died. Now he's just shooting at this one. I think he doesn't really know in which house the enemy units are. He's just shooting at both. Even though you can now tell that it's not in here. And now he's shooting here, very good. Good micro here by Sin. Again, is that still smoke here? Oh, there's a dead guy. Smoke depleted. Ooh, and there's a nasty PTRS in here. Didn't notice how it was sneaked in. And look at the burning vehicles. And after the PTRS nerf, or basically the attacking vehicles nerf, the units in here survive. Imagine that's 45 points. This is 10 points. But their size is reduced to half, unless they are hit by a tank, I think. Then it's basically, or something similar, then it's the units die as well, completely. Up here they are now pioneering, trying to clear the forest. That's a very good call. But the threat still is the T-34. And he's not going to make any significant progress with the T-34 being in place. And there's also already an AA piece, so it won't be easy to get in. Only one Pioneer attacking the Guardia DP. That's not going to end well. No machine gun or anything for the Italian Pioneer. And double DP for the Guardia DP. Ooh, the Semovente going down to the Valentine, and the replacement Semovente will go down as well. It's not even on the quick hunt move, so and with a penetration value of 65, it shouldn't scratch the Valentine. So good push here on this flag. Back to a 12-12. More Alpini recruit coming in. The mortar doing lots of suppression here. Here, for example, no units died, but they were fully suppressed. Lancia Fiamme going down, and he might even snatch this flag. And this Lancia Fiamme is at least holding this flag. It's really important for the red player to not lose this. Otherwise you get constantly ticked. Falling back, and there's a tank coming, but it's not a fantastic tank. As you can see here, with the AP shells, 55 penetration, 65 with the heat shells. This is not enough against the T-34. So I don't know who picked the division first, but against the tank division with 4A Alpina Monterosa, it seems to be rather tricky. So maybe my guess is that Herr Robert actually counterpicked. But then again, picking this division for an open mat like Slutsk East, I don't know. I'm no expert, but yeah, he needs more P2640s. But yeah, this unit went down and there's a Cannone. Often it's brought in the initial deployment. If it's the one I'm thinking of, this, no, it's not. It's actually the Pak 40, I think. Viable push options are basically the south here. He is now using his Alpina Reclute to secure the reinforcement road against the PTRS 41. So this PTRS 41 really paid its points because it kind of annihilated the 3 Alpina Reclute. Good trade. Very aggressive push here by Zün in the north. The SU-122 goes down to the Semovente. And as you can see here again, there was even a hit with the RPG-34, but only half the men died in the truck. The Alpina Reclute won't seal the deal against the Aftermachiki. The Auto Blinder, on the other hand, has good chances. They must not get within firing range of the T-34, obviously. Cannone not being unloaded yet. 12-12, Zin in the lead. And aggressively pushing here. He's now got a proper income advantage. Valentine called in for reinforcement. Killing power a little bit mediocre here for the Auto Blinders. Really good suppression. And pinned down, and this Guardia DP will die. And some CQC units here would be fantastic for Zün, as we are back to a 12-12. Ooh, a Tiger. And this Tiger will dominate this area. It'll be even tougher for Zün now to push here in the area. And the AA piece, I was just saying he should maybe, protect the Tiger with some AA. But there we go. Not at the same time, but I'm not quite sure if the Junkers actually went down or not. If it didn't, it was a bit ballsy to call the Tiger in first. Panzerschreck and Cannone as a response to the Tiger that has surely been spotted. And it also holds the Alpina Reclute. The idea to push here is good, but it's too late. Now the Tiger has arrived. Counter push here in the north by Herr Robert, who is now taking Zün. Well, not really a counter push, but taking back this one flag. T-34 is now getting really annoyed with the Auto Blinders, taking out the first one. Good micro here to call this one back. Now the Panzerschreck needs to get into position. The Pioneer needs to deal with the Guardia DP, and then the Panzerschreck has the chance to take out the T-34. That would be crucial. Falling back, surrender. So now the Panzerschreck can shine. Yeah, fall back. Yeah, that was a bit too ballsy. Good supporting fire here by the AA gun, and Herr Robert, the experienced player that he is, falling back with his T-34. Maybe it would have been an idea to not move the Pioneer forward and thus advancing the front line, because the Panzerschreck doesn't change the front line. So now Herr Robert knew that he was pushing forward, and he could have maybe sneaked in the Panzerschreck, but I guess that Herr Robert would have fallen back anyway. In the south, the Herr Robert looks very strong. Even though the Semovente firing for the first time, Tiger opening fire on the Cannone. But the Tiger can see the Semovente. It's too far in the forest. That's what the guy says. And there's still the PTRS sitting here. Critical hit. No, that's not a... Yeah, that's a Pak 40 basically. Out of range for APCR. I think 1500. Yeah. Out of range, just about. And now the Yak strafing the Canone. That's a very good call, and it's going to have to fall back. Lots of bounces here on the Tiger, but no actual damage. Semovente is firing on the infantry. Yeah, and down goes the Pak. Really hurting, considering the income. Ooh, I think that the T-34 got killed. I think it... not quite sure where, because I think this one had been dead, or might have been this one actually. So he moved his Panzerschreck forward. But there's a Valentine and a BA-10. BA-10 very strong. But the Autoblinders can deal with it. Lancia Flamme under fire from the Tiger and goes down. He might lose this flag now, and then it would be 13-11 for Herr Robert. The PTRS assault. Ooh, the PTRS really hurt the Pak, and as you can see, the Alpini recruit have been moved forward instead of having them positioned here and here like before. And this gave the Herr Robert and the PTRS the chance to get into this position and severely damage the Canone and also stop its assault. Oh, I think something went down here. Might have been the Autoblinder. Alpini Faust is a very good call against the Valentine, if it survives. It does. But 10 minutes are over. This is now the moment where Sun has to make his income advantage count. But looking at it, his position on the board is not stronger than Herr Robert's with regards to units and points deployed, and he will have no chance to come back in the south. If you've got ranged weapons, like 2 kilometer range weapons, there's no way, and the other player doesn't, there's no way he's going to take back these positions once they are lost. Alpine recruit, lots of cheap, shitty Alpine recruits. Good shot here by the Pak, good positioning. It's also ready to be moved more to the center. But very unfortunately, there were some APCR shots, I believe. And the AP shells have 145mm penetration as well, which would have been enough. And they dish out 8 damage. So you need, I think, 2 shots against the medium tank because they usually have 10 hit points. And the APCR only deals 4 damage. So you need 3 hits, 3 penetrations. But I'm not sure. It doesn't look microed off. Yeah, 4 shots have been fired. Now Herr Robert has a significant income advantage. Tiger falling back, he might actually repair it. Also, there's no need for the Tiger to be that much advanced. This unit has gone, and he's got the 2 kilometer range. Even though he could try to attack the machine gunner, but then again there's a Canone here, so he might bring in another Tiger. And for the moment, Sin is in the lead. He's about to push Herr Robert from the hill. But 2 Valentines and a T-34 are here, and only 1 Panzerschreck. But the mortar here doing the heavy lifting, with all the suppression and damaging enemy infantry. They need to get into the house, but the Tanker Thessaloniki will clear them with their PPSH. Is it a PPSH? Yeah. And their Molotov cocktails. And then there's a Valentine on top of that. Nothing happening in the south. This unit is almost dead. If that unit was dead, and if Syn actually saw what's going on here, he could move forward the Panzerschreck, because there wouldn't be nothing to defeat it, no infantry unit, so he could possibly get in range, but obviously he doesn't know what's in here. And it's just a pinned down Guardia DP at the moment. Okay, this Cannone is actually a dual purpose flak gun. It's not the 88, no. Really nice piece. Also range of 2000 meters. Fighting the OB. The OB has HE that deals HE damage, but it's focusing on the recruit. Ooh, it's out of range. It's just about out of range. What a fantastic micro here, if that was intentional by a Syn. Look at that. Just about out of range. Fantastic. But it's 12-12. The Tanker Thessaloniki did what they are supposed to do, and there's some heavy reinforcements now going on the hill. Herr Robert thinking enough is enough. Very aggressive deployment here, but it's not punished. And I guess the good players kind of really know like the loading time, so they know if there's something in here, I can move here and unload and it will be on time. Alpini Faust, only 1 MG34. And here the Saperi have a DP as well. Tanks getting the flag back. It's a 12-12. The Alpina recruit push was stopped. There's not much in here, and now the Tiger is going to go after the Cannone, but the Cannone has 170mm penetration, so it's going to be tricky for the Tiger, and the Tiger has a very lackluster HE damage output, also compared to IS-2, which I think is like 3, so this is not a great HE damaged unit. Ooh, the tank going down to the Valentine. This is very unfortunate for Syn. In the center, still here in position. This unit was defeated here. Pionieri pinned down. Looking difficult for Syn. There's a 50. I think there's a obviously 24 minutes to go. But I think that a 13-11 tick would still be enough for Herr Robert to take this home. And this flag is heavily contested. Other flags not so much. The Cannone needs to be moved a tiny little bit, and he does. Auto Blinder, very brave. But this is a very, very defensive positioning, and that's all he needs. SU-122, shooting heat disabled, that's good, it's waiting for the right moment. But there are no tanks really that can do the job. For a Alpina Monterosa, I'm not sure if that's a brilliant division. Not one of the highest ranking ones, I'd say. So I really think that 10th guard was the counter pick. Everything has come to a standstill a little bit, and there's an Andreyusha. Ooh, and the Andreyusha going for... Ooh, this is actually an even better. Oh, and there's the surrender. I wanted to take a screenshot of that. But there's the surrender. Sin realizes, okay, he doesn't have a chance. The gentleman he is, he surrenders. KD was very, very close, but Zin had the problem that he could not really deal with the T-34s, I think, that, and also the Tiger, obviously. That was the key problem. The Junkers could have maybe done the job, but Herr Robert brought AA, then you need to kill the AA, but that costs you points for artillery and so on and so forth. So really difficult. He did put up a good fight and was taking Herr Robert quite a bit. Not enough though to win the game, but almost. So it was a close fight. Let's take a look at the hero units. The PPSHs here, very good. After Machiki against the Alpina Recruit, the BA-10 is just a fantastic unit. Valentine did a very good job here. The Tiger was important. Another Valentine and the SU-122. And then on the other hand, we've got a Panzerschreck. I think that's the one in the town, on the hill. Otto Blinder did a good job. Yeah, and as you can see, no kills by the mortars, but I think the mortars were crucial in order to take the town on the hill. So congratulations for Herr Robert for winning the Open Tactical Tournament November 22, and congratulations to Zin, but also congratulations for winning the silver medal. Thanks a lot for watching. Until then, bye for now.